Well, for all of Oklahoma, it is a hot, humid day today. Yes, it was humid over the weekend. You could feel kind of the mugginess increasing heading into your Sunday, and today definitely. We have dew point values in the upper 60s and low 70s. You factor that in with the heat. It's already 91 right now in Tulsa. And you can see up to the north, it's quite a bit cooler up in the northern plains. There's a boundary splitting across Kansas, running through our panhandle, trying to make a dive down to the south heading into the evening hours. Thing is, it's really not going to make it here into the Tulsa area. Not really going to cool us off too much. We do have additional rain chances coming up, and our first chance for rain comes up this evening and tonight. Unfortunately, it does come with the threat of some strong to severe storms. We have a severe storm watch, thunderstorm watch out for southeast Kansas. Basically now through about 10 o'clock will be the potential for some large hail and damaging winds. The tornado threat is very low with this setup going into this evening, and especially overnight tonight, it's almost zero. So we will have the chance for storms, but a classic May setup with a rotating supercell that could potentially produce a tornado is a very low threat, and that is a good thing. We are watching satellite very closely. We start to see these clouds get a little bit taller. You can actually see a shadow from them near Wellington, Kansas, heading up towards Wichita, eventually Sedan, Kansas. And we're watching this area very closely for additional thunderstorms to develop. Right now, the mid-level winds are taking those storms and pushing them up to the north and to the east. Eventually, they're actually going to get a shove down to the southeast, and that's why we're going to monitor northwestern parts of Green Country very closely. We're also watching thunderstorms developing in the Texas Panhandle that will be impacting western Oklahoma, impacting eastern Oklahoma overnight tonight. So there's the area of low pressure. There's the watch, the thunderstorms we're talking about, also the rain out in the Texas Panhandle. That's our overnight chance. Here's kind of round number one, just now beginning to develop, and we have storm trackers out watching this very closely. Vaughn Castor is up into southeast Kansas right now near Ark City. Vaughn, you're watching this thunderstorm. Give us an update.
Yeah, Lacey. This thunderstorm is just to the east of 35, and we've watched it since its development, which was west of 35, and it was actually in Oklahoma when it developed. But it did manage to put down some just smaller than quarter-size hail. That's probably why it has not went severe yet. But still, that's pretty good-sized hail, just above nickel and just below quarter. But it is moving, like you said, moving off to the northeast out of our area, and we're actually watching some other ones that are developing closer down where Darren is. Back to you, Lacey.
That's right, Vaughn. Thank you so much. You'll stay with that one a little longer and then also drop back down to the south, and you can see kind of a shower in between Vaughn and Darren. Darren's monitoring thunderstorms that are trying to develop around his area. And Vaughn, give us an update. That storm you're watching is going up really quickly.
Yeah, Lacey. This storm here is actually the backside. This gives you a great view. When we first started waiting, this whole storm was in view of the camera right there, but grown vertically, and so it's out of the range of the camera zoomed all the way out. But with that said, these storms are still struggling trying to get going, Lacey. Even though you got a lot of vertical development with them, they'll get up there to a certain height and they just kind of fall apart. So as this goes on, we'll be here watching them, Lacey, as they develop. Back to you.
We know you will. Thanks so much, Darren. He's talking about how tall these storms are growing. Right now, there's a lot of instability in the mid and lower levels of the atmosphere. So these thunderstorms go up really quickly. They're missing a few ingredients. Once they get their act together, that's causing them to weaken. That's a good thing. But as we go through the evening, let me show you the threats. We will have the potential for severe weather. It's a low threat for the counties we have highlighted in yellow for large hail and damaging winds. You notice Tulsa's in the very low category. Because as storms progress to the east, we will expect them to weaken this evening and overnight tonight. I think we'll still see some heavy rain and thunderstorms, but our severe threat is pretty minimal. Right now, we're still dealing with the heat. 91 degrees in Tulsa, south wind at 17, heat index value running in the mid-90s. South breeze is still there, gusting at times 25 miles per hour. There's that cold front I mentioned behind it in the 70s in our panhandle. For the rest of us, we're talking upper 80s, lower mid-90s, especially out west, some upper 90s where the air is a little drier, but dew point values, they are up there. And again, that's fuel for thunderstorms. So that's why these storms will have the potential to produce that hail and wind. Main storm system is still back over in Nevada and Utah, and you can see the spin with that, okay? That's increasing the jet stream winds, but the stronger winds are up over Kansas and western Oklahoma. That's why there's a higher severe threat in those areas. Let me show you the timeline as you're planning out your evening. We're going to watch for a few storms to try to develop where Vaughn and Darren are located. Those will try to make a run down to the south and east, but again, likely weakening. We're also going to monitor storms out in western Oklahoma that will march to the east overnight, likely likely crossing I-35 and impacting the Tulsa area and much of Green Country through the early morning hours of your Tuesday, and then moving on out, and we'll expect additional thunderstorms by Tuesday afternoon. So same thing on Wednesday. We're kind of in an active pattern here, so if you're really needing rain, we have some good rain chances coming up. Your hour-by-hour forecast today: by 9 o'clock, 80 degrees. We will have a 20% chance of a few showers and storms. Those storm chances increase, though, after midnight tonight. In fact, they'll be going up to about 60% tonight. This evening, best chances from Osage to Pawnee County and back to the west. Only a 30% chance that that cluster of thunderstorms makes it here. It's the storms out west we'll be monitoring, but if those storms hold together, they will be approaching the Tulsa area basically between 9 and 11 o'clock this evening. Tonight, temperatures falling into the upper 60s, and then tomorrow we'll see that chance for rain kind of shove off towards the east, but tonight it's a 60% chance. May impact your morning commute. We still have time to heat up to be above normal tomorrow with highs in the 80s. It is going to be another warm, muggy day with additional storm chances. So we're going to keep you updated on the thunderstorm development today. Also get you update heading into the next several days on our later newscasts. Always make sure you have the latest version of our app. You can actually follow our storm trackers there. You can also see the latest radar there. Go to newszone6.com/connect.